Okay. Okay, here. Let's do some eyes exercise. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Can.
Okay. Try to find the odd one out. A, B, or C.
Huh?
Everyone just staring at the screen.
That's the odd one.
Look closely.
Oh,
B.
C.
C. Correct.
Yeah, good job. It's the dots. The dot difference. Okay,
C.
one more. This one. Jen, so serious.
A.
Yes.
Where?
Fast.
I didn't find it, man.
What?
Because A got the www.fun with puzzle.
Can be B or C also. What? Where is the difference?
No, he's saying he saw this and he thought
I
it's
don't know.
A.
But it's correct though, it's correct.
Where's the difference?
But what is it? What's the difference?
Look at the petals. Look at the petals.
Which part? The big flower or small flower?
The big one.
Big one.
Look at every corner. Look at the color.
Oh, the white tip.
Oh.
Okay, one more. This one's fairly easy. One eye should be able to see already.
A.
Yeah, good job.
What?
A. See it.
Oh, the smoke.
Yeah.
Number of tailgates there.
This one. Okay, yeah. Okay, good job. So from this finding the odd one out game, what do you think my title of sharing is today? Give it a guess.
Standing up. Being
Don't be different.
Standing out. Oh, good job. Good try.
Fit in with people.
Close.
Be the light.
My title for today is Belonging in the Church Community. Oh, everyone's just like, no. Okay, have you guys ever feel like you want to belong to something? Fun fact, right? Here's one fun fact. People are born with a need to belong for a sense of connection with others and to create a support system. So naturally, our human body craves to belong to something lah. So have you guys ever experienced wanting to belong to something? So let me give you my example. So my parents used to pastor a Chinese church. Okay, so the Chinese church actually had a children home lah. So the children home are all Chinese speaking. And I grew up as a banana, you know. So I could never fit in and I could never actually communicate with them or like play with them because they're all speaking Mandarin. So that was one of the experience where I had where I'm like, I don't feel like I belong there. I can't even communicate with people, you know. I can't even sing like the songs, you know. So with that experience, I was forced to learn. So my Mandarin speaking is actually taught from those kids lah that I grew up with. So that was one of the examples. So
How long were you in that situation?
I think about 7 years.
Wow. 7 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
And good thing I was young then, so it's like I was forced to learn.
Wow.
And as a kid, you just learn things a little quicker lah. Yeah.
Good job. Great.
So that was one of my experience of wanting to feel belonging. So usually, logically, when you want to feel belong, what do you usually do is adapt to what that group is doing. So let's say you want to belong to this group of people that's speaking Mandarin, you will want to change yourself to make sure that, oh, you know how to speak Mandarin, to communicate with them, to fit in, right? So this is naturally what we will do, right? So let's say we want to feel belong to the music team. Then we will learn music. We will practice our songs so that we can fit in, and then we can talk about music stuff. So that's usually what we all would naturally do to fit in. And people often think like that's how it is with church also. So like people will think like, oh, when I come into church, I'm not going to fit in with those Christian people because I'm not good enough or because I'm a sinner. I don't think the same way. And then they either were like those people that wants to get to know us will, change themselves for the better, or most of the time people leave the church because they don't feel belong, so they're going to just find their belonging somewhere else. So
Yeah.
so one of the things that okay, so that's why when we talk about belonging in a church community, I think belonging must first come from yourself, because it's usually a self thing. So one of the things that would encourage us to feel better is knowing our truth of ourselves in Christ. So like for example, all those lies about like being sinners and whatnot, trying to change yourself to fit in. That's not what you have to do when you're in the kingdom of God. So in the kingdom of God, God will like we're accepting to everybody, and we all have our own unique purpose, and we all have our own unique talents that will basically just drive together lah. Like how each one of us have different talents here that we're able to create a band or help a service run smoothly from the start to the end. So one of the Bible verses that is related to this is Ephesians 4:16. So it says that Jesus makes the whole body fit together perfectly as each part does its own special work. It helps the other part grow so that the whole body is healthy and growing and full of love. So this is one of the truths that we have to accept and then first understand, so that we will first accept ourselves and accept our weaknesses, accept our strengths, and know that there is always a place for you in church. So whatever your strengths are, whatever your talents are, there's always belonging for you in church lah. Okay, so okay. So one of the ways to submerge ourselves into a Christian community, right? It's usually by small groups. So like cell groups lah. I always enjoy our lunch times, like after church lunch, where we get to talk together, and that's where we actually really get to know each other's favorite stuff, each other's. Actually, most of the time, we also don't even know what each other do for work, right? I think we start talking. It's funny, but we all know like you guys like a pool, you guys watch gaming stuff, you guys watch football. Yeah, so these are the stuff that we will know about each other when we are in a smaller group. And so once we get to know each other better, you get to know your friend better, we will be able to also help, support, and cater to each other's needs whenever we need lah. Okay. So what it means to belong in a community is belonging in a church community that has the same goal and same purpose, which is serving Christ and loving Christ lah. So that is the similarity. I mean, that's not the same. It's a similarity, and it's the whole gist of our togetherness. Okay. So how do we? So a couple of things that we can do together. So because togetherness, we talk about togetherness, we talk about we're being stronger together. So let's say you are going somewhere or you're like worshiping, you also don't want to do it alone, right? So togetherness it helps us, it gives us more confidence, and it helps us have more confidence lah, basically. Okay, so one of the ways where we can feel, one of the things that we can do when we're belonging in a church together is worshiping. So when we talk about worshiping, we will usually think about, oh, music, or like Sunday worship. But actually worshiping is more than that. Worshiping is praying, worshiping is serving, worshiping is praising. And so there's different ways of worshiping. And there's this verse in the Bible, they say when 2 or 3 gather together, the presence of the Lord is there lah. So worshiping together is always a good way of feeling belonging. I think when I first joined the church, I didn't want to serve. But when I did, I think that's the fastest way where you get to bond with other people, because like serving together really really bring us together lah. So that's why we are always encouraging everybody to serve. Okay. And sometimes when you're worshiping alone, let's say you're worshiping alone, and then you're the only one lifting your hands up, right? I don't know about you lah, but I feel awkward one. So sometimes if I'm in like a different church and then that I don't know, I will usually just like, oh yay. But then when in this church where we're like togetherness and then we know each other so well, I'm like, woohoo, I'm just gonna like, do this kind of stuff. So yeah, like I said, togetherness really will give each other the confidence to praise and to stand up. Because sometimes when there's doubts or there's lies, usually when someone say, hey, are you sure or not? Are you sure this God is true? Then sometimes if you're alone, you'll be like, hey, am I really sure? Actually, I also don't know. I don't want to say. But when there's more of us in a community, then we'll be like, yeah, yes. Don't steer away. It is true. It's true. That's one of the advantages of being in a community. Okay, so the second thing is how do we get closer together is fellowship. So fellowship is basically having a friendship with people who share similar interests. So with us, that's church and God lah. And then so one of the ways for us to have good fellowship is it boils down to spending time together and coming together and helping each other in need. I think it's always like very comforting to know that you can always turn on this community for prayer or for help. And like let's say if one of us are moving and then the whole team will come out and help, or like that day my car problem and you guys came and helped, and or if you guys are celebrating something, we'll be there cheering you on. Or when you have something that you're going through, like us coming together praying for Rachel's dad and helping her through the season, I think that's really, I think I appreciate that, because I don't think I've ever had that with other churches lah. So I hope it's the same for you guys. Okay. Only Pastor Jun said yes. Wow.
Not.
No, we're not. Okay, yes.
Must cheer her on. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. She just said we are encouraging. Yeah.
Yeah, where are all the reaction?
The talk. Okay, so we talk about working on ourselves, and then we talk about working together as a smaller group.
Make a rocket.
To the moon.
And then the next thing, so once we are like bonded and then we are, we have that togetherness, the next step is ministering together. And that's basically passing on the light to others lah together. So what it looks like is basically serving together. or like going for mission trips. I think going for church camp also. Yeah. you get the gist. Okay. So in conclusion, this is really a short one because I think this sermon blog,
Yes.
this sharing is pretty straightforward. I think everybody kind of get the gist of it. But I just wanted to focus on the beginning where it talks about how we can belong before we become. So when I say become, it means become perfect or become talented or become a certain way to be able to fit. So especially in this church community that we have, like it's important to know that you don't have to become to belong lah. So that's basically the conclusion. Okay.
Maybe the rest can share their examples of how they feel belong, or any comments. Y'all agree with Julaine? If agree, then maybe you can give some examples. Yeah. Anyone want to contribute how y'all feel? Coming together as a young people's care group.
I mean, first of all, I guess nobody, I hope nobody don't feel belong here.
Good point. But glad to hear, Julaine, that you feel. I mean, this is like you feel in this church. At least, this is the first time when you feel. You have a group
Yeah.
of friends, young people that you can connect and feel belong. I think that's very encouraging to hear that. Yeah, especially when you had to make that sacrifice, quote unquote, for 7 years, where I mean, that was your growing up years.
Compared to that, it's effortless.
Sorry?
Compared to having to learn Mandarin, is effortless here.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I wanted to share. So, like, Julian, you read just now Ephesians 4, verse 16, right? So the first sentence actually caught my attention. It says, He makes the whole body fit together perfectly. So, right, He, who is He? God, right? So, even though, like just now Julian asked, she hoped that every one of us feels belong. But let's say if maybe there's one or two, some of us who outwardly it looks like we feel belong, but sometimes maybe inwardly we feel like actually I don't really feel I fit in. This verse actually spoke to me because it's actually not us trying to fit, but it's He who makes the whole body fit together perfectly. So if let's say we don't really feel belong, then why not let's ask God, say, hey God, help me to fit in, even though I might not feel that I fit in right now. Because in this verse it says that He is God. He is the one that make the whole body fit together. So that caught my attention in terms of if let's say we don't feel that we can fit, or we feel a bit out of place, let us ask God to, hey God, you are the one fit that will help me fit in. I will do my part. I will participate. I'll try to get involved. But in the end of the day, it's God who is like the glue, the final glue to glue us together.
Yeah. And I guess another point of view is also like God put us together at the right time lah. Like putting each other. I mean, it's really by chance that we really get to meet, Like I was thinking back, like if my father was still around, right? I don't think I would have ever joined the church. Or you guys wouldn't have, combined with Destiny, and we wouldn't have met. So it's also like God putting us together in the same place and then
Being
listening to
right?
each other. Yeah.
We wouldn't have met as in
Wow.
Matt. Oh, Matt. I thought we wouldn't have met
Matt.
as in Matt Lim. I saw Matt also look up.
Met MET.
Yeah.
Precious truth. Very good. Very good.
You know, you were sharing earlier about how, you know, when you're at other churches and then you like to put up your hand, right? It reminded me when I was a kid. I used to follow my mom and dad to, like, they used to go to like all sorts of these worship rallies and all that.
Mm.
And then I remember asking my mom, I'm the only kid here who wants to put up their hand. I'm so shy.
Yeah.
Then my mom taught me from young. She said that just close your eyes and put your hand up. And you close your eyes, you cannot see anybody, so you don't know whether anyone is looking at you. But then later, so I think I was like maybe like 7 or something. So I close my eye, put my hand up, you know. But many years later, she revealed to me when I was older, she said that actually the importance of you doing that is when you close your eyes, then it becomes about you and the person you're worshiping, which is
Mm.
Jesus, right? Then when you close your eyes, you don't get distracted someone drop water bottle someone farted or some like all sorts of things that are going around. Close your eyes, then you become in tune. So I realize I still do it until today, and it helps me to tune in. But in that manner of a way, I think all this is all divine appointment, right? Because I have been in the OG, the original ZCF since 2014, right? And then a lot of the young adults left also. Then it was just left me, Jieting, and Wenhan. I've known Wenhan since he's like young, right?
Wow.
And then after that, then when we merged with Light of Christ, then after that, then we had Joel, Matthew, then later Rachel came on board, then Jen came on board, and then after that we merged again in Destiny. Then I don't know. I feel like even though it's a small group, it's a very closely knit one, right? We start from there and we grow.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But it is true, right? When we all come together and as we all bond, that's why I'm actually really excited for church camp because I remember the last time after we had the church camp, I bonded more with Matthew and Joel. Also because all share same room together and all that, right? So,
Same place,
huh?
Same place.
No, we went to Tioman that time.
Oh.
I mean, the one I remember like this. Then that's where we discovered that. Huh? Oh, Bangko, yes. Right. Then that's where we learned that Jeting can actually swim really well. And then we played frisbee while motorbikes were driving across the road. I'm not sure you all remember that. But it's always
We walk in the middle of the night to buy food.
Find Ramly Burger, I think.
yes.
Like that.
Correct. Yes, correct. Yeah, so I'm excited. I think normally at camps where everyone is just, you're all locked in there for about 3 days, 2 nights, right? But nobody else to talk to by each other.
Yeah.
You really grow deeper. It's the same as when you immerse and you make quiet time with God, right? Got nobody else to talk to, that's how you grow your relationship and your understanding of Him.
Mm.
That's right.
That's my POV.
Yeah. That's good because actually, I mean, as Christians and you're as young adults, it's actually it's about journeying together in life, no? Ultimately, you find that the bonding takes place because we are living life and we have all the ups and downs, and we're sharing with one another, and then we find there's a company of people who we can, share freely because I think sooner or later every one of us, we learn to accept each other so that all our strength and also our weaknesses as we grow together, we will see ourselves in a clearer picture. But no, it's okay. We see one another as a part of our family.
Yeah.
So that's good.